The narcissist choice. A lot of times, narcissistic parents love for their children to compete. It's like you running through hula hoops, trying to compete to see who's the top. Who do they connect with the most? When there should never be any kind of competition. If you're trying to do anything in life to better yourself, they're often going to compare what you're doing to what another sibling or somebody else has already done in your life. If they didn't achieve it, then most likely they don't think you will achieve it. It's always a choice when it comes to a narcissistic parents. A narcissistic father will always have a son that he may look at in higher regard than another son. That son has to work his butt off to gain that self-love within himself because he doesn't receive it from his father. Because it's always going to be in comparison to the bigger brother or the little brother. It's always a competition for a narcissistic parent. The narcissistic choice. If you're not the narcissist choice, you will often be belittled, made to feel small, and shamed. A lot of times left out of group gatherings or things like that. A lot of people go through this. You know what I mean? This message may not be for many people, but it might be for somebody. But it happens. It happens a lot. And that's why siblings grow up a lot of times. If you have brothers, they're fighting all the time because the mother is showing more attention to the other son than she is the other one because she has a problem with that father. Maybe she liked that person's father more than she liked that son's father. So that son gets the wrath. Or maybe that mother doesn't like the fact that that son was born from somebody that she didn't expect. She expected it to, it's all types of scenarios, but it happens. The children are always made to suffer because of the adults' mistakes that they made. But we have to forgive the adults. Everybody has to be forgiven for their sins, but it's all about healing. Either you want to heal or you refuse to. It's your choice. But if you refuse to heal, then you should stay away from everybody else and let them heal. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect because I know for a fact, that I come across as bitter. We all have issues, and it seems like it's a major spell that's been casted over online right now. That it's a war between sexes and going back, and it's always the same group, the same race. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like it all starts at the beginning. Great grands, the parents, and it's a curse because you got to be willing to break it. Because a lot of people are willing to keep it going. You got to be the one to say no. Because if the pattern is going, if the great grandmother went through this, the grandmother went through this, or the grandfather, granddad, uncle, they're expecting you to go through it also. Because the traumatization, if that's a word, but the trauma from all of that, it has them thinking that it's normal for people to go through things like that. And then your children, it's like people find a way for your children to experience it also. That's the only thing about it that drives a person nuts. That wait a minute, what's going on? I know it now. I see it now. This is a pattern. I don't like it. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to want to change things when it's changing for the better. But like I said before, narcissistic parents are used to things being the way they are, and they don't expect for you to change it. When they feel like you're going to change anything or find out anything, secrets, anything, it's a problem. You don't hate them. You just want to get to the bottom of the issue. That's it. You want to get to the bottom of the issue so everybody can heal as a whole. But that starts with understanding that The situation that you created for yourself. Don't take it out on your children. You didn't end up with the man you wanted. Do that son have to punish? Do he have to be punished for that? You didn't get to get her pregnant the way you want to. Are you mad because she's with someone else now? We all have to look in the mirror and accept us. When you accept you have no time to worry about nobody else. You're too busy building yourself up to be the person that you want to be. Don't be a narcissistic parent. Love your children the same. Learn how to separate the child from the adult. That adult man is no good. He's a deadbeat dad. But that's your son. He gonna be better. Your daughter gonna be a professor. She gonna be a lawyer. You understand what I'm saying? You may have to work your butt off all your life. You may not have had as much. But what's wrong with your daughter having it? Those you take care of are going to take care of you. That's the problem. That's the selfishness that narcissistic people have. They feel like what they didn't have, you shouldn't have. That's the issue. So I just want to drop that message for y'all. Let's break the pattern. If you suffered in your childhood, you should be more determined than anybody to make sure your child don't suffer in their childhood.